Hey there, gang. We are out here in Avatar Standard, where it seems like everyone is constantly trying to outdo each other. But remember, you cannot fly like an eagle with the wings of a wren. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, aviation enthusiasts, welcome to Head Games Arena. My name is Jetterex, and today we're going to find out what it feels like to fly. And by that, of course, I mean we are playing Azorious Airbenders or Azorius Fliers. So calling it Azorious Airbenders mostly because of Aang the Swift Savior, this 3-mana 2/3 flash flyer. When it enters, airbends up to one target creature or spell, which means it exile it. Your opponent can then cast it later for 2, obeying timing restrictions. It's also got a waterbend transform that we're not going to pay attention to because we're almost never going to see it. Let's just say that this is an interactive spell that is also a flash flying creature. So the goal of this deck is to play flying creatures, preferably flying creatures with flash, interact with what our opponent is doing, and then get some lords or pump creatures on board to make our flyers big enough to close out the game. So in terms of our flyers, 4 copies of Momo. This is a 1/1 flyer for 1. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast each turn costs 1 generic less, so it's a mana reduction over time. This on 1 speeds up our deck and makes it much more aggressive. Also, whenever another creature with flying enters, it gets +1/+1. So it's usually actually swinging for 2, or maybe even sometimes 3 under the right circumstances. Also, 2 copies of Spectral Sailor, just as a 1/1 flash flying creature that you can dump mana into to draw cards. In the 2-drop spot, Malcolm is a 2/1 flash flyer. See the pattern? When it deals combat damage, it gets a chorus counter, and then you loot, and if it has 4 chorus counters, you can cast the spell that you discard in the loot, which can be very great late in the game. That combos very well with Mischievous Mystic, which is a 2-mana 2/1 flyer. When you draw your second card, make a 1/1 flying fairy token, so if Malcolm's drawing you an additional card and this is on the board, you're getting an extra token each turn. 2 copies of Wan Shi Tong, probably should be playing a full 4 set. This card is amazing. So X and 2 blue for a 1/1 flash flyer with vigilance. When it enters, put X +1/+1 counters on it, then draw half of X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a counter on it and you draw a card. Just fantastic. It's a great response to anything that's like digging through their deck to look for a land. So fetch lands or the artifact that digs out of plains can actually draw you an additional card and get it an additional counter if you can manage to flash it in at the right time. This card is absolutely bananas. We've also got 4 copies of Aven Interrupter as another spell that interacts with our opponent's spells, plots it, makes it so they have to take a turn off before they cast it, but also makes things that are airbent 2 more for our opponent to cast, so it works very well with Aang the Swift Savior. At the very top, we've got 2 copies of Appa to maybe save our board if our opponent's going to try to board wipe. It's also just a 3/4 flash flyer, and if you have the lords out, it's even bigger and even scarier. Speaking of the lords, 3 copies of Empyrean Eagle makes all our flyers bigger, and 2 copies of Air Nomad Legacy is an enchantment that does the same thing, but you get a clue token when it enters. That is the deck. Make flyers, make them big, fly over your opponent for the win. It's very straightforward, but it ends up being very interactive because of all the fascinating interactions with airbending, plotting, and things of that nature. So before we head over into the gameplay, I'd like to invite everyone to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you'd like to see me play in Avatar Standard. Super excited about these decks, super excited about the set. It's been a really fun time out here in Standard recently. So thank you as always for watching. Let's play some head games. Alright friends, we are out here in Avatar Standard playing Azorious Airbenders, or perhaps better known as Azorious Fliers. Okay, we can keep this. We might even play Multiversal Passage on blue. I think that's correct. Paying 2 life to have Into the Floodmaw out on turn 1 is, I think, worth it. Black and white for our opponent. Flood Farm Verge for us. They're probably... Well, there's a lot of blue-white decks out there, surprisingly, considering that the mana is so bad. Deep Cavern Bat for our opponent. I think I just let him have it. Take whatever you want. Go ahead. So, I mean, we actually don't know. There's a couple of different black and white decks that we might be playing against here. It might be an exile-based deck. Alright, we'll play our third land and just pass. Holding up Interrupter. Tap land for our opponent. They're going to scry. You got it. I will take one. No plays? Okay. You can put the bat back in your hand now. Yep. So, playing the island leaves up both Appa and the Interrupters. So, I mean, frankly, I think I just take this opportunity to get the tap land down. They know about all of our cards, so we're not doing anything particularly interesting. And as a matter of fact, getting an Interrupter down before I play Appa is kind of best case scenario. Like, I love being able to mess with the tempo of their deck by playing Interrupter and then airbending Interrupter so that I can cast it again later. Especially when I get more than one of them in play. Our opponent's in the think tank for Phyrexian Arena. We will definitely plot that. Get in for 2 with our Interrupter. Then we're gonna play this 2 mana 2/1 that makes us more flyers when we draw more cards. We don't have a way to activate it right now. So unfortunately, I think we're looking at a control-based build, which is going to be very bad for us. We're going to let them have the arena. Because what we need to hold the Interrupter for is board wipes. I really want to play an Empyrean Eagle, but I just don't think that I can. We've got 4 damage in the air every turn now, so... And our opponent has missed some land drops, so they are in a bad position. Okay. What are we doing? Deep Cavern Bat for our opponent. I think we have to plot that. I actually don't think that there's a way around it. I really wish that there was. I just don't think that there is. I have to plot that. Because otherwise they take the Interrupter from my hand. So if they want to remove one of my creatures now, they have the window to do it. Okay, Aang is amazing. So I think that I can get in pretty much with impunity here and get in for 6. They might remove something. We're just going to let them do it. Okay. I think we got there. I think they waited too long. They needed to do something to kind of make me use my resources. Aang was really the perfect draw. They're going to surveil something. And if they try to board wipe, we just win on the spot. There it is. We'll airbend that spell. Play Empyrean Eagle. Swing in for lethal. Go Fliers! That's the strength of airbending, folks. On to game 2, Azorious Airbenders, Fliers, and whatnot. Okay. Okay. Let's go. So we've got a Flash Flyer and an Into the Flood Maw to get the game started. So we've got a threat and an interactive spell. Wan Shi Tong is this is the strongest spell in the deck. We'll start with an island and say go. See what our opponent's up to. Tap land for them. We'll flash in the Spectral Sailor. Probably should have let them surveil first to see, you know, because it's a little bit of extra information. Probably doesn't matter. Flood Farm Verge. We'll swing for one. Passing. Second mana, Clayfire Bricks for our opponent. Okay, so if I flash in Wan Shi Tong here and they search their library, I get to flash it in. They're going to search, and I'm going to draw. Yep. Love it. We'll play our third land and get an eagle down. Get in for 5. That's pressure. Perilous Snare. We're actually okay with it. What are they? They're going to take Wan Shi Tong? Okay. I can't believe I'm saying that I feel like we're in a good spot, but I really do feel like we're in a good spot. I'll play another eagle, and we'll attack for 6. And say go. They have perfect mana for our opponent, and they have the 4 mana spell. Yes? Repurposing Bay. So they have to deal with one of our threats. Game's over. Attack for 12. Wow. That is amazing. That's a good showing from Fliers right there. Power being on the play. Alright, gang, on to game 3 with Azorious Airbenders. We're on the play this time. We do not have any interaction. So we do have Spectral Sailor on 1, Air Nomad Legacy on 2. If we draw an untapped land, we can curve out. It's not particularly strong. I really don't like having no interaction in my opening hand. I think I'm going to mulligan this. There's an interactive spell too, as a matter of fact, although I don't have the mana for Interrupter. So let's keep this, and unfortunately I'm going to tuck Interrupter because I don't have the mana for it right now. Our opponent is on that black-green life. We're going to start with Restless Anchorage. Mischievous Mystic looking a little weak right here. Town Greeter for our opponent, so it is the Reanimator deck. Arden in the Yard. Did they miss? They did get a land. That's pretty good. Okay, we drew Aven Interrupter. We're going to get Mystic down. Don't really think it's doing anything particularly meaningful here. Let's just hope that we draw flash threats for the rest of the game. We have enough mana, so we don't need to do a whole heck of a lot more. Dredger's Insight for our opponent. Excellent hits. They get Cavero back and play their third land. Yeah, no blocks for us, friend. Plenty of things to do for our opponent. Plenty of things to do. They don't have the mana for Cavero. Okay. They just need... Yep, that's exactly what they need. So they've got it next turn. They'll attack for 1? No? Okay. Alright. We will, we'll play a Plains. We will get Momo the Friendly Flyer down. We will attack for 2. And say go. They're gonna play their land. Do they still not have blue mana? I didn't realize that none of those verges. Tap for blue. I thought that they were onto it. Okay. Wan Shitong is very interesting here. So we will get our land down. We're going to play Air Nomad Legacy. Pump up both of our flyers and get in for 5. So now they've got Cavero. They've got it, and so we need to draw exactly the right thing to be able to counter it 2 turns in a row. Awaken the Honored Dead for our opponent. What do they hit? I think we have to hold the Interrupter. I'm curious to see what they target here. They're going to target Momo. So I think that we're pretty safe to play Wan Shitong here. Why can't I? The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns. Okay. Momo doesn't make Wan Shitong cheaper on your opponent's turn. Today I learned. There's a new land for our opponent. Do I play Wan Shitong now? I don't feel great about it. I think the answer is yes. Yeah, I think the answer is yes. So I don't draw a card. I just get to get in for 3. Okay. Our opponent has 7 mana. Cure the Rising Tide. I feel like they could smell it. I feel like they could tell that or maybe they're just trying to maximize. Here's the plot. That's it, friend. I'm sorry. Ugh. I'm not, though. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Good game. Alright, friends, we are on to game 4 with Azorious Airbenders. 3-0 so far. Looking pretty good out here. Tight races, though, every time. This deck does not feel like it's overwhelming our opponent with value. It's just hanging in there. And hanging in there enough that hopefully I can land a couple of lords and make all these tiny flyers into something scary. We can keep this. Aang is a sort of interaction. I wish it was at least a little cheaper. We learned last game that Momo doesn't discount our flyers on our opponent's turn, which is really important to know. It actually makes me want to play with less of that card. In fact, I might go down a Momo and up a Spectral Sailor in the next matchup, because I think that there's an enormous amount of value in having flash threats. Just white for our opponent and Authority of the Consuls. We will start with a Multiversal Passage on blue, and we'll let that enter tapped. So, I mean, Authority on 1 means it's probably either Control or it's Artifacts. So the good news is that Authority of the Consuls, it doesn't affect us as much because we're usually casting stuff on our opponent's turn. It can still be pretty tough, though. We do have answers to the authorities. Stock up for our opponent. We're going to get this Malcolm down. You bet. You gain 2 life. So this is control. So this is going to be a much harder. This is going to be a much harder matchup, especially with 2 authorities on the field. I don't feel particularly great about the likelihood of our winning now. We'll get our 3rd land down, and we will attack with Malcolm. He's going to draw us a card and discard the starting town that we will never be able to play. And we'll say go. 4th land for our opponent. We will play a Plains. I feel removal incoming. I'm surprised by this. Okay, discarding Multiversal Passage. I think we probably play Momo here. So here's the problem. Every time I play a creature, they gain 2 life. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's get Momo down. Gain your life, opponent. And the demolition field's holding priority, which is making it feel like, you know, that they can kind of do whatever they want. And oh, what a slow matchup this is going to be. Blue-white tempo versus blue-white control. I'll just take my turn. We'll get another island down. I just realized that they've got the Restless Anchorage up. Okay, if they... Yeah, if they fire up the Restless Anchorage, I get to hit it with Aang. Which is very bad for them. Yeah. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I cannot believe that you have something to do with 1 blue mana. Sorry, I was getting a little mad there. Okay. Yeah, so airbending a land that isn't already earthbended means that it is gone forever. They don't even get it back to their hand. It's land destruction. Okay, Day of Judgment. We're going to... Yeah. So the tough part here All right. Okay, the tough part here is that we really are just having a very hard time. Yeah, we'll discard this Get Lost and cast it. That was the best possible top deck. That felt very good. Yeah, you got it. So I think that they're going to counter Wan Shitong here. So I think I'm going to flash in Malcolm instead. We're really waiting for absolutely the best time to do this. Yep, you gain your life. And gonna play Mischievous Mystic. Ugh. Our opponent is playing a very good control game, and it is making me, it's making me unhappy. We will attack with Malcolm. Draw. Discard this land we're not going to use. Make a fairy token. You gain a life back. Yep. Another board wipe? These control decks are just very strong right now. There's no two ways about it. Okay. Well, I should have held the land. That was incorrect. We'll get in. Didn't we already pass through damage? Yeah, we already passed to damage. You missed the blocker. Yeah, you missed it. Okay. Okay. So authority is still tough. I think I still have to hold. I do. I still have to hold. Yep, gain your life. Yep, you got it. I don't think I care about Rest in Peace. I really don't want to run Wan Chitong into a board wipe or into a counterspell. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yep. We have to play carefully as well. Okay, so we can do this now. Map token on Mischievous. We will keep the Get Lost on the top. Get in for 5. Ultima. No to that. Biggest map token of the game. No land, no land, no land. Yes! That's it! Wow. Whew. Alright, gang, on to Game 5. Remarkably 4-0. And I say that because we've just had some just amazing matchups where we ended up very lucky. That last control matchup was very tough. This is what we want to see, I think. This is what we want to see. We'll start with a Restless Anchorage tapped. Our opponent rebuilds their Tiny Bones over here. Forsaken Miner for us. For our opponent, rather. Okay, so this is a little interesting because I think it probably makes sense for us to just get Air Nomad Legacy down here. Because first off, our opponent's going to have a hard time dealing with it. And, okay, second black mana for our opponent and timeline color, they're going to get in for 4. You got it, friend. I was actually really hoping I would draw something that means I don't have to play Multiversal Passage and hurt myself. So from here, I think we can say go. Corpses of the Lost for our opponent. Interesting. Yep. They're going to move to attack. They'll bring it with everybody. We're going to flash in Aang. We'll airbend the token. And we'll block the 3-2. They can pick the corpses of the Lost back up. I feel like we're in a good position now. So we can... They didn't pick the corpses back up. What does that mean? I really don't want to hurt myself with the multiversal passage. Like, I'm really, really hesitant to do that. So I think it's probably play this on blue, let it enter tapped, play the eagle, and get in for 4. We're gonna be the aggressor now. We still have the Empyrean Eagle. Like, it kind of depends on what they play. Removal and another haste threat. Arch Enemy's Charm takes out Aang forever. They cannot attack. I think we're okay. Now I have Appa. So I can actually cast Momo. And I can cast Empyrean Eagle for 2. Now my board is very big. We'll get in for 4. Does that deck play board wipes? 3 cards left for our opponent. Forsaken Miner's not very strong. Cecil. I cannot imagine what trick they have here that's going to change things. They've only got 1 card left, so they have an instant speed removal spell. Okay, Nowhere to Run takes down Momo and allows you to get that. Hey, listen. Pretty impressive on our opponent's part. They pick up Corpses of the Lost. Aang's pretty good. Appa's pretty good too. I think I'm pretty safe. Yeah, I think I'm pretty safe to attack here. Because I have several flash speed threats. Aang comes in, blocks a creature, and bounces a creature. Like, the Corpses of the Lost seems like a good hit here, but I promise it's not. I mean, they have to take their outs, right? So same thing. Take out the token. That's enough! Wow, another good performance from the deck. I'm really impressed by that. Friends, we are on to Game 6, a remarkable 5-0 record so far with Azorious Airbenders, probably better known as Azorious Fliers. This is okay. It's not great. We don't have any of our fun. This is a little expensive as far as a lot of things go, and I don't love that Restless Anchorage is the first thing in my hand. We're gonna give it a go. So I think we get the tap land out of the way here, because that gives us Spectral Sailor and Get Lost on turn 2. Sunbillow Verge for our opponent. Do you have a 1-drop? Flowerfoot Sword Master is a mouse. Alright, we'll just play our starting town, which is our second land, and say go. How lucky did we get with our numeric opponent? Tap land. Hired Claw. This is tough. It's tough. I think I take out the Swordmaster. It feels a little bad. I know it does. It feels a little bad. Multiversal Passage is our saving grace here. We will play this on white, and we will pay the 2. We feel good about that. I don't like taking the 2 damage from Multiversal Passage, but being able to play Aven Interrupter right now is exactly what we need to do. We'll say no to Godric. We would like another untapped land. Please and thank you. Listen, I don't know. I feel like the Magic Gods have been crapping on me all day long, so they are really like out here giving me exactly what I need. I think I just pass here. I hold up another Interrupter and I hold up a Spectral Sailor. 4 mana for our opponent. We'll plot Godric again. Now he costs 4 until they get rid of one of my Aven Interrupters. Emberheart Challenger for our opponent. Very curious. Do you attack? Yeah, you can have your 2 damage here. No blocks. We'll take 2. We'll flash in Spectral Sailor. We will play Air Nomad Legacy. We'll play Empyrean Eagle. We will attack for 11. Our opponent could probably do some pretty scary stuff here, especially considering that they're playing white. So there's a non-zero chance that they're playing Sheltered by Ghosts. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Oh no! Double Sheltered by Ghosts. Wow. That is brutal. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe we don't lose. It feels like we're gonna lose. Okay, I need to draw another land. I'm not... we're not going to block with Aven Interrupter, so I think it's okay for us to attack here. Maybe we're not dead. Maybe I good gamed too early. Oh, wow. Okay. So they gave it double strike. They have something that gives it trample, they just win here. Okay. 4 life for our opponent. Untap land for us. Untap land for us. Untap land for them. They'll play Godric. Oh, no. Oh, actually, okay, so this has double ward. Yeah. So it's got double ward, and okay, it's got an Aven Interrupter and an Empyrean Eagle under it. So the only thing that saves me here is not that. I was really surprised that they didn't double Manifold Mouse there. Yeah, we have no choice but to pass, right? Yeah, we desperately need to draw. We desperately need to draw a Into the Bloodmaw. Okay, when this creature becomes the target of a spell ability for the first time, mice that you control get +1/+0, and he's going to offspring it. Okay. You got to put it on Emberheart Challenger because you need to give it. Yeah, you need to give it double strike. What is that? Oh, this card is so cool. Okay, Wan Shi Tong for 3. So here, 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 and here. What's your last card? Boros Charm. Your creatures get indestructible. Oh my god, it happened. So okay. I will attack with Wan Shi Tong and say go. Okay. Mice get bigger. I'm trying to bait out a spell. There it is. Okay. So yep. Pay the ward. Pay the ward. Plot that. I don't think it's good enough, friend. I think we're fine. What a bold move. What a bold move on their part. We'll take one. Do I have enough? 3, 7. Restless Anchorage. And... oh, yes! This is it, friends. Game 7, 6-0. Can we squeak out an undefeated record with this Azorius Airbenders deck? I'm flabbergasted that we are where we are right now. This is not a great hand. I guess I get Momo on one, and then I can potentially do other stuff on the side. I can either play the Mystic or the Air Nomad Legacy on another turn. I guess Momo on one actually allows me to play Empyrean Eagle on two. I'm on the draw, though, so... Feels like there's a lot at stake here as whether or not I keep this hand. I'm gonna keep it. Gene Pollinator for our opponent. Not looking good for your heroes. We'll play Momo. Druneth on two. So if I play Druneth here, or if I bend Druneth here, it slows them down, but I don't know how much. We are going to do it. We're going to bend Druneth, make Momo a little bigger, get in for two. We would really, really, really like to recast Druneth, play a Llanowar Elf. Okay. We need to draw an untapped land. An untapped land, please. Dragon Sniper for our opponent. Untapped land is here. We're going to pass. Our opponent's looking for Ouroboros here. Uncounterable human. You're making an enormous amount of mana here. Yeah, we're going to let that go. Yeah, we're gonna block you. We will, we'll flash in Malcolm. We will attack with Malcolm. Draw. What are we discarding here? It might be the Eagle. That seems very strange. I think it's right. Because I think our goal has to be to try to go, to also try to go wide. Alright, Craterhoof Behemoth gets a plot. I think we just lose from here, though. I spoke so soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They've got 12 damage on board here, and they get to Craterhoof again. So I think we go here and here. What are they holding? Oh boy, we really needed another land. I don't think Appa does it. I think we're discarding Appa here. I don't think it does it. Okay. We're putting counters on our creatures. Here's Craterhoof again. We're gonna plot it again. Oh. Oh, so unfair. Yep, you got it. What a way to lose. Double Craterhoof. This is standard. Friends, opponents, how did we do today? We ended up 6-1, and we lost to that bananas mono green list that's going around right now that can get Craterhoof out crazy fast and just dumps a bunch of creatures onto the board. We just didn't have an answer for it. I will tell you that one of the interesting things about this deck is that there are versions of it that are playing with Get Lost, versions of it that are playing with No More Lies as a hard counter spell. It is really hard for me to say what is the right choice. I think Get Lost early in the game can do a lot of good. There's definitely an argument that No More Lies fits into the deck, especially with the Flash theme. So there's definitely some choices I would make to upgrade this deck. I really think that you could probably play with more copies of Wan Shi Tong just as another way of getting... as another way of drawing cards late in the game and kind of refilling your hand. And really, I actually think that Appa probably doesn't belong in the deck. I was trying to kind of play the whole Momo and Aang and Appa, but I really think you could cut down on the Appas and put Wan Shi Tongs in instead, because I think this is what the deck is actually trying to do. Otherwise, I think a lot of the choices are pretty good. Not so sure about Mischievous Mystic. I really thought that it and Malcolm were going to go very well together. Not sure if there is another 2-mana creature that fits into this spot that would be effective. You could play Sunpearl Kirin if you wanted to do a little pseudo pixie, pick up your stuff and cast it again kind of thing, which might not be so bad since we're playing with Aang and Aven Interrupter. So hard to say if that's actually a good choice, but I would definitely think about it. I'm a big fan of Malcolm. I like this card a lot. It smooths out your draws, and if you can get it up to those 4 chorus counters, you can end up casting that spell for free, and that just feels very, very good. Again, I can't say enough good things about Wan Shi Tong. This card is amazing. You should definitely craft them if you are able to. So that's Azorius Fliers. I actually think it's a fair contender. We had a really good run with it on video. It is been doing okay for me on the ladder, so I had a really hard time figuring out a deck to play for this week. So when I finally got this one kind of built, I was pretty happy with its performance. And in the next set, we're getting back to Lorwyn, so chances are we're going to get more fairies, more flyers, and we're also going to get Hollowed Fountain, so the mana will be a little better for this deck. So that is all we have for this week. Thank you as always for watching. If you're right here at the end, you watched all the way through the video, so you win my eternal gratitude, which you can't put a price on that. Thank you as always for watching, and remember, take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel, and check out our last video from Avatar Standard where we took a trip to the Simic Zoo.